Hey everybody, it's Keagan here. I'm back with another video for you guys, and it's time for another edition of Keagan's Movie Reviews once again. And today we're going to be talking about three movies this time, all of which I've watched in theaters recently. Two of these movies aren't new, they're old movies, but the last one we'll be talking about is a brand new movie that finally got released over the weekend. So let's talk about them. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the 2007 comedy film Superbad, directed by Greg Motola, and it was originally released on August 17th, 2007. And this one I have seen before a long time ago, but I watched it again last Saturday at one of my local theaters that was doing a screening of the movie. Now, I just want to say that I love Superbad. It's one of my favorite comedy films. It's funny, it's raunchy, and it's a classic. But we'll get to more on that shortly. But right now, let's take a dive into the story of Superbad. So this film centers around two best friends named Seth and Evan, played by Michael Cera and Jonah Hill. Now, Evan and Seth are longtime friends that have been friends since they were younger, and they are spending the last 2 weeks of high school together before they move on to going to college. However, the two friends are going to two separate colleges, so they probably won't be seeing each other again anytime soon. So they decide to make the best of their time before they ship off to college during their final week in high school. Now, Evan and Seth aren't really the most popular kids in high school. They often get shunned by the popular kids. But then one day their luck changes when they are invited to a house party and agree to get liquor before they go to the party. The problem is the two friends are underage and are not old enough to get any alcohol. But luckily, one of their friends named Fogel, played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, gets a fake ID with the name McLovin on it and agrees to get them alcohol. However, it goes wrong when the liquor store gets robbed and Fogel gets interviewed by the cops as he was a witness and was the suspect of getting I mean not suspect and was a victim of getting assaulted by the robber. And then he is forced to hang out with the two cops as they go on a wild adventure together while Seth and Evan try to figure out another way to get alcohol for the party. And without giving away too much, that's basically the story of the film in a nutshell. I remember the first time I watched this, I think I was 17. This was like 5 years ago when I first watched it, and I loved it when I first watched it. It was raunchy, it was well written. All the comedy in this film was really well written. And all the performances were all really well done in this movie. And this movie also has Emma Stone in the film. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this was Emma Stone's first movie she acted in. I'm not sure. I could be wrong though. But yeah, I love this movie. It's so damn funny. And watching it in a theater with a big crowd was definitely an experience. There was like everyone was laughing throughout the film. It was hilarious, and I just had a lot of fun time seeing it again, but this time on the big screen. And it's definitely a classic movie for sure. I do remember when this movie first came out on physical media back in '07. My parents rented the movie from Blockbuster back when Blockbuster was still a thing here in Canada. They're all gone though, except for that one in I can't remember what state it was that last Blockbuster is, but I think it's in Oklahoma. I don't remember, but I remember my parents renting this movie from Blockbuster back in the day. I didn't watch the movie until many, many years later when I was older, and yep, I loved it when I watched it the first time. And all in all, I really enjoyed Superbad. It's really funny. It never fails to make me laugh every time I watch it, and it never gets old. Probably my favorite part of the movie was the foods class scene during their sometime around the first half when they were in school, and when Fogel shows off the fake ID he got. That scene always cracks me up. I am McLovin. Yeah, it's so damn funny. But anyways, I don't have anything else to add, so I'm giving Superbad an 8.7 out of 10. The next film I watched was the 1987 comedy film Raising Arizona, which was written and directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, aka the Coen brothers. And this film was originally released on March 13th, 1987. Now, this was actually the Coen brothers' second movie they made after Blood Simple, which I talked about recently. And Raising Arizona has been on my watch list for the longest time, and I finally checked it out for the first time at one of my local theaters on Wednesday. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty great. It was funny, but we'll get to more on that in a little bit. But right now, let's take a dive into the story of the film and get into my thoughts on it. So let's talk about it. So this movie follows a repeat offender named H.I., played by Nicolas Cage, who can't seem to keep himself out of trouble and out of prison. And then one day he meets a policewoman named Ed, played by Holly Hunter. And then each time H.I. gets arrested, Ed has to take his picture. And then eventually the two fall in love and get married. And H.I. promises that he'll never do any more crimes again once they get married. And the two try to have a baby, but unfortunately it is revealed that Ed is unable to get pregnant because of she's barren, or whatever it's called. And because of H.I.'s criminal record, they are unable to adopt a baby because of that. And they're desperate for a baby, and then they find out that a furniture store tycoon named Nathan Arizona and his wife have 5 babies, or quintuplets, I think that's what that term's called. So his wife gave birth to 5 babies at once, and then they both got an idea to kidnap one of the 5 sons named Nathan Jr. And so H.I. kidnaps Nathan Jr. and runs off to the trailer with the baby, and they start to live a normal life while trying to keep it a secret that where the baby came from. But of course, Nathan in Arizona is upset and is desperate to finding Nathan Jr. and hires a bounty hunter to get the baby back alive. And without giving away too much, that's basically the story of the film in a nutshell. Now, I really enjoyed Raising Arizona. I enjoyed it as much as I thought I would. It was pretty funny, it was well written, and I really liked the storyline for the film as well. I thought Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter were both great in the film and have chemistry. I'm actually surprised that Holly Hunter was in this movie. You might know her from movies like 13, The Piano, Crash, the 1996 movie, which some of those are some of my all-time favorites, and a couple of other movies. But yeah, I was surprised she was in this movie. And John Goodman and William Forsythe were also great in the film. And yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, and I had a lot of fun seeing this one in theaters. It wasn't nearly as packed as it was when I saw Superbad, mostly because it was on a Wednesday night in the middle of the week, and the theater I go to is not usually that busy on the weekdays, depending on what the movie is, of course, but wasn't really that busy, but that was fine. But all in all, I really enjoyed this one, and this was a big step up from the Coen brothers' previous film, Blood Simple, which, don't get me wrong, that one was great, but I don't know, this one definitely upped their game in directing. I actually talked about Blood Simple not that long ago, if you want to check that out, it's on my channel. But all in all, I really enjoyed Raising Arizona, and the local theater that I go to is doing a screening of a few more of the Coen brothers' other movies that I might try to go see. I might try to check those out, but yeah. Anyways, I really enjoyed Raising Arizona, and I highly recommend it, and I'm giving Raising Arizona an 8.4 out of 10. And the last movie we're going to be talking about is a brand new movie that actually just came out on Friday, and I saw it the same day it came out, and that is the 2024 film The Bikeriders, which was directed by Jeff Nichols and was originally released on June 21st, 2024. So this movie just came out a few days ago. Now, this movie was supposed to come out in, I think it was October or December or something. However, due to the SAG-AFTRA strike that was going on at the time, it had to be delayed, and it was originally going to be released by Fox, well, Searchlight Pictures, but then Disney let the project go, and then Focus Features got the rights to it, and then the movie didn't come out till recently. And this movie is based on a true story of the Vandals biker gang in the 60s and 70s. Now, I actually didn't realize this movie was actually based on a true story until I saw it. So I'm not really too familiar with the real story behind the biker gang in this movie. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, let's talk about the movie. Now, this film follows a biker named Benny, played by Austin Butler, who you might know from Dune Part 2 and the 2022 Elvis film. So Benny is a member of the Vandals biker club, led by Johnny, who is played by Tom Hardy. And it starts off small, just a regular biker club with no violence in it. And then they start expanding in different parts of America. And then it starts to go downhill when they start getting violent and stuff like that. So Benny has to decide whether to stay loyal to the club or stay with his wife named Kathy, played by Jodie Comer, or how do you say her last name? Jodie Comer, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. But anyways, without giving away too much, that's basically the story of the film in a nutshell. Now, I saw this movie the day it came out, and I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't really what I was thinking it was going to be. I was thinking it was just going to be something like Sons of Anarchy or something, but it's not really what I was thinking. But that was fine, though. I didn't know it was based on a true story until I saw the movie. So I'm not really too familiar with the history of this biker gang, so I'm not really sure how accurate it is to the real story or not. But I thought it was pretty good. It had some really good set designs, had some pretty good cinematography, and the acting was pretty good too. I thought everyone did pretty good in this movie, and the casting was pretty good too. It also had Michael Shannon and Norman Reedus in the film, which Norman Reedus you might know from The Walking Dead and the movie The Boondock Saints. I feel like this movie could have been a little bit better with the writing and stuff. It feels like the story was bloated and had some issues, but that was kind of my only issue with this movie. But all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. Just wasn't really what I was expecting it to be, but it was still a pretty good movie. Probably not something I'll watch again. Probably not something I'm in a big rush to seeing again, but I guess I'll give it a watch again someday. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty good movie. But it could have been a little bit better in my opinion. But again, it wasn't bad. It was still pretty good. But anyways, I don't have anything else to add, so I'm giving the Bikeriders a 7.4 out of 10. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, comment below, subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and share the video with your friends. And more videos will be coming out soon, so stay tuned for more. But anyways, guys, until then, this is Keagan Shepherd signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, take care, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.